guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Olwe Tu and I'm an ESL teacher living in Taiwan. On this channel I create content about career pertaining to ESL and also other languages, and I also post about my family and how moving with a toddler has changed my life and impacted my decisions and everything I do, in fact. So if you are a new subscriber, welcome to the family. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for sticking it out with the family. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It's been so long, I even forgot how to be proper on YouTube and whatnot, but don't worry, I'm going to be very consistent starting from now on. So today I have a kind of different topic, but this topic will be suitable for all my teachers, for all new graduates, and for everyone who is employed and undergoing interviews. So I want to just talk about how to be confident in an interview. And please bring a paper and pen out because I need you to take notes, okay? So I wrote things down so that I don't forget. I wrote things down in my diary. Oh, here's my diary. It's a little diary I write notes on. So how to be confident in an interview. So I have about 3 P's that I recommend in order to be fully confident and be your best and get that job. And these 3 P's are planning, preparation and presentation. Say it with me: planning, preparation, presentation. And I know some people are probably wondering, but planning and preparation, isn't that like used interchangeably? No, not in my method. Well, stick it out to hear what I'm gonna talk about. So let's start with the planning phase. So you get an email like this or that, and you're like excited that you've got this interview, and you're really anxious because you don't really know if you're gonna get the job, or you want to come to Taiwan, for example, and you have an ESL interview and you're not really sure if you are confident enough, if they will see you as confident enough, or they'll just pick another person. So the planning phase is really important, and in this phase, this is where we do our research. We'll research about the company that has sent us an email or the school that has sent us an email. So you go to the school website if they do have a website. If they don't have a website, you go to Facebook. If you're South African, there are mostly groups on Facebook where it's ESL teachers in Taiwan, or ESL teachers or South African teachers living in China, or whichever country you're planning to apply to, or whatever profession. There are usually groups where you can search about a company or ask people who have ever worked there, and they'll usually respond and you can talk to them on the side. That's if the company doesn't have a website. So you do all your research about the company from the company website. Now when you go to the website, I just want to highlight some few things that you do take a look at in order to be informed about the company. So you take a look at their mission as a company, some of their goals, their vision as a company. You take a look at the work they've been doing, what results they have achieved, and you don't take a chunk of it, but you just collect that little information and write it down, and then go on YouTube, search about the company, and then look at what comes up. If a person who was working there comes up, that's great, but normally people don't talk about companies they've worked at. So most of the time, as I said, you would find on Facebook. And then after you have information on the company, what their aim is, what the company is really about, if it's a school, what kind of school is it? Is it a public school? What environment is it in? So if you're coming to Taiwan, you're an ESL teacher, you look at, okay, it's a school, which town is it in? Which city is it in? Is this the countryside? Is this the city? And all that information will inform you about the school, what kind of kids it might have. For example, in the city, of course, kids would come from like different backgrounds, just like in the countryside, but the behavior and the standard could be different because of different factors that I cannot mention. But just look at that, the environment of the school. Just try and search out for previous teachers that worked there, maybe without disclosing that you have an interview if you are uncomfortable with that. If you're comfortable, you can disclose to them, but I would say be thorough and careful on who you disclose to, because that really matters. So check that out. Then when you're done with that, check the job description. I know people miss this a lot. And it's really, really quite important. When you apply for any job, by the time you get an email, most of the time you've applied to thousands of jobs, and by the time you get an email, you probably don't remember that you even applied to this company. You probably don't even remember the job description. So what I normally advise is that you go back to the job description, check things mentioned in the job description that really resonate with you, and then try to sync your profile or career profile or your skills with that job description, so that when you get to the presentation stage, which is like presenting yourself in the interview, you get to present your skills or their job description in a way that aligns with you, and you tailor it according to what you like and who you are as a person and the skills you have acquired over time. So now that you've done your research, which is the preparation stage, you're gonna go into the planning. I mean, now that you have done the planning stage, we go to preparation. So remember, with preparation, you prepare for something with information that you already have. You've gathered information, you've done your research, now it's time to prepare. When preparing for the interview, remember that these people want to get to know you and see if what they see on the CV is really who you are, or what is described can be something good for their company. So they're already impressed. Most of the time, they are already impressed. The fact that they sent you an email, they are impressed and they see you aligning with their company. So number one is to be sure that this is for me. I'm confident in it and I'm there to win it. So when preparing with the information that you have, this time you would have interview questions, and you would have the company's mission, vision, and goals, and also you would have the job description that you tailored according to your skills. You have all of this information. Now it's time to practice. So when you take interview questions from YouTube, from TikTok, from whichever platform you have, you take interview questions, typical interview questions, you watch videos like that, you write the interview questions down, and when you're done with that, try to answer the questions. And then what I normally do is try to answer the questions and then have like little mirror sessions where I ask myself a question and then I answer. If that doesn't work for you, it's still okay, but I would highly advise that when you have an interview, practice with someone. If you're not comfortable practicing with yourself, practice with someone, okay? So do that practicing, and that practice needs to happen a lot of times, maybe 3, 5, 6, 6 times, up until you are comfortable and sure with your answer. Remember, it mustn't sound too fake, too much of Google, too much of the internet, and not you. So when you answer, try to be confident, be yourself. Answer in the way that you would talk to a friend, not in the way that you would write an essay that you got from ChatGPT or from Google and that you didn't edit. So most of the time, interviewers can see when you are actually answering out of the skills and knowledge you have, and actually when you have crammed something and you don't want to forget it and you're answering according to that. So try to be confident, present your answers in a normal, professional manner that can reflect on who you are. Now that you've done the preparation stage and you're like, I've got this, my answers are here, I've researched about the company, and look for information about the company, things that are a gap or things that need improvement. Number 2, I cannot stress this enough. This is number 2, Kesan. Number 2 is perfume. Perfume. If this doesn't give you confidence, I don't know what will. Put on your favorite perfume, look pretty, look handsome, and be early. You know, there's something about wearing your favorite perfume that makes you so confident that when you enter a room, you're like, I've got this. I have got this. God has my back. There's just something about that. So look good, smell good, be early. Because one thing about being late, it's gonna make you panic. And the minute you panic, you forget some things, you're already walking into the room feeling guilty and apologizing for being late. Whereas if you smell good with your nice perfume, just like me, you come in, you look pretty, you smell good, you're smiling, you are early. I mean, like, that's the perfect combo. But if you're not a person who likes perfume, then this is not for you. Just go in confident, smiling, dressing professionally, or if the interview is online, if you're coming to Taiwan or coming abroad, or you are a new graduate, you just want to get the job, look professional, smile, be early. Let me look at my notes before I ramble again. Another thing, when you get to the interview room, is you must tell the interviewer what they don't know. So most of these recruiters, they don't read much of your CV. They just browse through it to check if you have the necessary experience. So they don't know much of your hobbies. If you write your hobbies in your CV, I don't know. But they don't check much, but they check your education and your experience most of the time. At least that's what I think. So when you get there, try to talk about things that they haven't seen on the CV. Things that you are interested in that could make you appear as a person who is really interesting and can contribute greatly to the company. And don't lie. Don't lie and say you can do A, B, and C. Don't cook anything, please. Do not lie and say I can do A, B, and C, whereas you know you can't do it. Don't do that. Present information that is true, please. And another point is answer questions like a pro. So when answering questions, don't sound like you are nervous. You see, being nervous is okay. Feeling anxious is okay. But when you get to the interview room, you are the boss. My husband always says to me, you are the boss. When you get there, know that you own the room. So when you answer questions, answer like a pro. Answer questions in a manner whereby they are even shocked that you have 1 year of experience. Sometimes, guys, the way I answer interviews, I'm like, you sound like a principal with 20 years of experience. You sound like a principal or an HR expert with 20 years of experience, because the way I've studied body language and how to ace interviews, when I walk into a room and when I answer questions, the professional jargon I use and the way I present my skills, I present my skills in a manner that this can only be done by me. I can only do this and no one else. This is my unique set of skills. This is my unique set of expertise that I can offer the company. Just learn the jargon, okay? Yeah, I'm rambling. Last point. So when talking about your skills, one thing I need to mention is that you need to present your skills with a scenario. So most of the time, if you're coming for a teaching interview or any interview, they will ask you situational questions. We have a student who is disturbing the class, making a lot of noise, and you are teaching something really important that the students don't understand. What do you do? So in those situations, you are compelled, you are forced to answer with a response that presents a scenario. But in any case, in any interview, when you answer, it gets really interesting that when you present a skill, for example, if you say that I have a high sense of accountability, you present a scenario. For example, in my office, I was tasked with this and this and that and this. Make it imaginable, I can say. Make it visible. Let us have a picture of what you are saying and let us see you solving what you say you can solve. That on its own impresses recruiters, managers, principals, but make it unique and specific to the company or the school. And lastly, use professional language. So in any interview, don't be too friendly. I know it can seem controversial, but don't be too friendly that you overshare or you end up talking about things that were not asked. So just stick to the professional side of things. Be kind, smiling, but stick to the professional side so that you don't end up oversharing or they ask you things, testing you and see that, oh, this one is an oversharer. She wouldn't even be able to keep company secrets. So try that, try these tips, and if you do this well and this job or that job is for you, I'm sure you will get it. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you on my next video.